Hello to my dearest general mathematics students. Our next video is all about compounding more than once a year. Okay, so we have here a lesson is about compounding more than once a year. So the learning outcome is at the end of the lesson, the learner is able to compute maturity value, interest, and present value, and solve problems involving compound interest when compound interest is computed more than once a year. So compounding more than once a year, maturity value, interest, and present value when compound interest is computed more than once a year. So pwede man mag-compute kag inadlaw, daily basis, ang interest computon. Pwede pod og monthly. So mana nga na ay compounding more than once a year. So let us consider the given example. So given that 10,000 pesos, which of the following options will yield greater interest after 5 years? A. Earn an annual interest rate of 2% at the end of the year. Or B. Earn an annual interest rate of 2% in two portions, 1% after 6 months and another 1% after another 6 months. So option A, we have the principal of 10,000 pesos, annual rate is 2% compounded annually. So mana ito gibuhat no, 10,000 times 1.02 and then mapuno na pud is mahimong 10,200 noon puti makapital yung tahon. So moabot og 11,040.81. Whereas imo si siyang kwenta silbi kada semester every 6 months. So ang hitabo after 6 months ang iyang kwarta mahimong 10,100 times 1.01, 10,201. Salbi nga ng 1% man, tungod kaya ang 2% good for 1 year man itong sigito nga 1% every 6 months. Okay, so every 6 months, 1.5 year, 1 year, 1.5 year, 2, 2.5 years, 3, 3.5 years, until maabot og 5. So meaning 10 ka basis nimo si Jay i-compute, whereas ang katong annually 5 years ra kalima ra pud nimo kwintahon. So kana kay ma times 2 man, so manang moabot og 10 times. So gimong tan-awon ang option B gives the higher interest after 5 years. If all else is equal, more frequent compounding will result in a higher interest, which is why option B gives higher interest than option A. So the investment scheme in option B introduces new concepts because interest is compounded twice a year. So the conversion period is 6 months. And the frequency of conversion is 2. As the investment runs for 5 years, the total number of conversion period is 10. Kaya gitamis ko man ito. So we have the what we call as nominal rate is 2% and the rate of interest for each conversion period is 1% because we are dividing 2% by 2 terms. So these terms are defined generally below. We have the what we call as frequency of conversion, which is equal to n. It's the number of conversion periods in 1 year. Conversion or interest period is the time between successive conversion of interest. So the total number of conversion periods n is equal to multiplying m, the number of conversion period, times time. So frequency of conversion times time in years. So katong sa option B, ang n nato dito is ang frequency of conversion kay every 6 months man to. In 1 year there are two terms, so that is why we have ang imong m there is 2 times 5 years mo to mahimo siya 10 times. Then the nominal rate is I to the power of m. It represents the annual rate of interest. Then rate J of interest for each conversion period, we have I exponent m over m. It's the annual rate of interest divided by the number of conversion period or the frequency of conversion. So mo ang atong interest kanina kay we have 2% nito na. So 2 silbi 2%. Ang 2% gi-divide og 2. So mo tong mahimo mga 1% in every conversion. Okay. Then we have note on rate notation. We have in earlier lesson, R was used to denote the interest rate. Now that an interest rate can refer to two rates, either nominal rate per conversion period, so the symbol is I exponent m, and J will be used instead. So examples of nominal rates and the corresponding frequencies of conversion and interest rate for each period. So I exponent m is the nominal rate or annual interest rate. So motong I to the 1 kung compounded annually is 0.02. So I exponent 2 kung compounded semi-annually. Ngano ganing 2 kay there are 2 6 months in 1 year. So kung we have compounded quarterly, so every 3 months ang computation, so that means there are how many 3 months in 1 year? So there are 4. Mani 4 si 3. Then kung yung ka-compounded monthly, so since 1 month or every month magkamagpenta o interest, there are 12. So mo to ang imong nominal rate here is I to the power of 3 sa quarterly, and then I to the power of 3 or I to the power of 4 divided 3. 4. Okay. So this will be I exponent 4 equals 0. 4. And then next is we have I exponent 12 is equal to 0.02 compounded monthly. Okay. Then may yung compounded daily. So kada adlaw na pintahon, then there are 365 days in 1 year. So therefore, your nominal rate would be I to the power of 365. Okay, from lesson 25, or the previous lesson of compound interest, the formula for the maturity value F when principal P is invested at annual rate, interest rate J compounded annually is f is equal to p quantity 1 plus j exponent t, wherein your j would be I to the m over m. Sa ito pa, kantong ang imong rate, i-divide over the number of conversion period, then in t years, and the rest is compounded mt times. So the following formula is obtained. So to find the future value, it would be p quantity 1 plus I exponent m over m to the power of m times t, where f is the maturity or future value, the p is the principal, jm is the nominal rate of interest or annual rate, then m is the frequency of conversion, then t is the term or time in years. Okay. Example number 2. Find the maturity value and interest if 10,000 pesos is deposited in a bank at 2% compounded quarterly for 5 years. So in this case, your 10,000 is your principal, then I to the 4, 4 man, because the interest will be computed quarterly, so every 3 months. So there are 3 months in a year. So change na nimo to 0.02 ang 2%, and t is 5 years, and the m, or the number of conversion period, is 4. So first we have to solve for the f and then find the p. But before that, we are going to find first the j, and the n. So, ano ni ang shortcut ng formula ha? Your f is equal to p quantity 1 plus j to the power of n, wherein your j is I to the 4th over m. So, since our rate, the nominal rate is 2% or 0.02, bahin nun sa naupat kay there are 4 conversion period man. Kaya nga ganito, it's quarterly. So 0.02 divided by 4 is 0.005. And then your n is equal to nt. So your m is 4 times 5 years, so therefore we have 20 conversion period. So, using the formula, we have 10,000 pesos plus 1 plus your j here is 0.005 exponent 20. 20 is the product of 4 times 5. So, computing, we have 10,000 times 1 plus 0.005 exponent 20. So therefore, the answer is 11,048.96. Subtracting that, money atong final value, or future value, subtract dere ang capital ng 10,000. So that's why we have an interest, compound interest of 1,048.96. Okay? Okay. Next is find the maturity value or future value and interest if 10,000 pesos is deposited in the bank at 2% compounded monthly for 5 years. So, karon monthly na po, ganina quarterly. So, we have 10,000 gihapon, no? Suppose siya. Lima. So, 10,000 gihapon atong principal, then ang I exponent 12 because it's monthly, then 0.02. Then the time is still 5 years, but the conversion period now is 12 So we are going to find F and B. So before finding F, we need to find the J first and the N. So J would be the rate of 0.02 divided by 12. So pwede delete na i-divide, copy na naman na dito. And then ang mong N is equal to 12 ang imong conversion period times 5 nga number of years, so therefore we have 60. Okay, so to compute, we have 10,000 pesos times 1 plus 0.02 over 12 exponent 60. The answer would be 11,050.79. Sige, pwede na magparihara 0.02 divided by 12. So, listen. Move ka o point. So, ang imong buhaton diri sa imong calculator, kung scientific gani na, kung naamoy nakita diha sa inyong calcul nga A and B over C, kanang naa sa babaw na sa numbers na dihay mark ABC, ang imong buhaton kung magpindot na gani ka para sa 0.02 over 12, so be 0.02 ABC 12. So kung na may calculator, sige follow. We have 10,000 open parenthesis 1 plus 0.02, then press ABC, then 12, then close parenthesis, then arrow up, ng arrow nga padung saka, then 60. To get an answer of 11,050.78927, which can be rounded off to 79.79. So we have final amount of 11,050.79. Manusa na natong 10,000 for the capital, so that's why we have an interest of 1,050.79. Okay, so next is we have example number 4. Okay, Chris borrowed 50,000 pesos and promises to pay the principal and interest at 12% compounded monthly. So how much must he repay after 6 years? So we have a capital of 50,000 pesos, then our interest, since compounded monthly, so manang power of 12 is equal to 0.12. Then T is 6 and N is 12. So using the formula, pwede ra na addition og replace the P with 50,000 plus or times 1 plus I to the power of 12 is 0.12 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times 6. Okay, so we have 0.12 divided by 12 kay mo ng 0.01. So 0.01 plus 1 ng 1.01. So you are going to multiply now 50,000 times 1.01 exponent 72. 72 because you are multiplying 12 number of conversion period times 6 months, not 6 months, 6 years. So we'll have 72 times ka makinta. So the answer, your final amount would be 102,354.97. That is your future value after 6 years. So future value na ba? Wala pa mangita o ko ano. So mao na lang ilang bayro nun after 6 years. So we need not to find the interest kay wa naman tapa sulba. Okay, to find the present value P at compound interest, so So, ang imo ng buhaton is bali na po over ang 1 plus I to the m is over m to the power of mt. Okay, so example number 1, we have to find the present value of 50,000 pesos due in 4 years if money is invested at 12% compounded semi-annually. So in this case, our final amount would be 50,000 pesos and the time is 4 and the nominal rate is 12%, 0.12. So to find P, first, again, we have to compute the J, which is 0.12 divided by 2 because every 6 months. Then we have an answer of 0.06 and then N would be 4 times 2. 4 ka kanang your time is 4. Wait. Lapas. Okay, your time is 4 and then times 2 is equal to 8. So using the formula nga P equals F over quantity 1 plus J to the power of N. So, money ang equivalent. We have 50,000 divided by, open parenthesis, 1 plus 0.06 exponent 9. Uy, anong 9 man? 8 man na. Exponent 8 equals 31,370.62. Okay. Next is we have number 6. What is the present value of 25,000 pesos due in 6 years? Due in 2 years and 6 months. Napuna na 2 years and 6 months. Money is worth 10% compounded quarterly. So, quarterly siya no? Okay. So, kay quarterly man, ang imong exponent here is 4. So, we have the final amount of 25,000 pesos, then time is 2.5 years, then I to the power of 4 is equal to 0.10. Okay, to find the J, we have the 10% or 0.10 divided by 4 na number of conversion period, then that would be equal to 0.025. And to find the number of N, so we have Tm, your time is 2.5 times M, the number of conversion periods, so therefore we have 10. So to find the present value, it should be P is equal to F over 1 plus J. So kaya nga itong J, 0.25 man, 0.025, so therefore we have 25,000 divided by 1.025 exponent 10. The answer is 19,529.96. Okay, next is we have Debbie wants to compare the simple interest if funds earn 8% simple interest for 1 year. Second, find the interest if funds earn 8% compounded annually for 1 year. Then, find the interest if funds earn 8% compounded semi-annually for 1 year. Then, find the interest if funds earn 8% compounded quarterly for 1 year. Five, which is the best investment and why? So, ato rin yung buhatan is to compare unsay mga pilay mga interest, no? Okay, so for number 1, we have the given first. We have P is equal to 60,000. R is I to the M. Kaya lahi man to sa conversion. Then it is equal to 0.08 and time is 1 year. Okay, for simple interest, just simply multiply 60,000 times 0.08 times 1. So we have, sakto ba na? 60,000 times 0.08 is equal to 4,800. Okay, for number 2, we have annually many conversion. So 60,000 times 1.08. So it's 64,800 minus mo og 60. So therefore, the interest will be 4,800. For the third one would be compounded semi-annually for 1 year. So semi-annually, that means you are going to divide the 0.08 by 2. And then on 1 year, multiply ko mo og 2. So therefore, we have 60,000 times 1 plus 0.08 divided by 2. Close exponent 2. So the answer is 64,896 minus 60,000. So wag mo na makakuha ka 4,896. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is quarterly. So quarterly, therefore, ang imong 8%, kuhaan ang imo og 4 or divide mo og 4. So, and then ang imong 1 year times with no 4. Okay, so therefore 60,000 0.8 divided by 4 close 4.4 equals 64,945.93 minus 60,000. So nakakuha ka o 4,945.93. Okay, so the investment that yields the highest interest is one that earns 8% compounded quarterly. So katong daghan gi-divide, no? Okay, so James aims to accumulate 1 million pesos in 12 years. Which investment will require the smallest present value? So we have 8% simple interest, 8% compounded annually, 8% compounded semi-annually, 8% compounded quarterly, and 8% compounded monthly. Okay, so from here we can determine the given. We have the final amount of 1 million. Time is 12 years and the rate is 0.08. So to find simple interest, to simply divide 1 million divided by 1 plus 0.08 times 12. Kadapahag, sa din isod o insert open parenthesis. equals exponent, how will exponent? .08 times 12 by 12 years equals 51,000. Hala di ba o? Uy, kuwangan. 100,000 nag-aho. Dapat 1 million. Sergio. Okay. So, 510,204.08. Okay, sakto. And then, for number 7, it's compounded annually. So, equal to 1 million divided by open parenthesis 1.08 exponent 12. Answer is 397,113.76. Okay, number 8. So, number 8 kay compounded semi-annually man, therefore, ang 0.08 i-divide mong 2, then ang 12 i-times na po mo 2. So, this would be 1 plus 0.08 over 2 exponent 24 because it's 2 times 12. So the answer is 319,121.47. Okay. Next is we have number 9 is compounded quarterly. Therefore, you are going to divide 0.08 by 4. And then, exponent media will be 12 will be multiplied by 4. So, we have 0.08 divided by 4. And then, it's 4 times 12, which is 48. So the answer is 386,537.61. And lastly, we are going to divide the 0.08 by 12 because the given is compounded monthly. So we divide 12 ang 0.08, then ang exponent po i-times mo to 12. So that's why we have 1 million divided by 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12, the exponent 12 times 12, which is 144. Exponent to 144 equals 384,114.67. Okay. So if you are going to compare each answer, the smallest na kinahanglan kung present value is the kinadaghanan of number of conversion period. No, ang samingan ang kining monthly. So meaning dako jud siya o ano no, in 12 years makaabot kag 1 million ang siya kinahanglan siya 384 ang simple interest na ginadaan, diba? Okay, so I do hope this is naklaro-klaro na gamay ang kadyo ng sabtan. So this will be all for this topic, and then we'll proceed sa next, which is finding the interest rate and time in compound interest. Okay? So, my one. Thank you for listening. Okay, bye-bye.